Yo, what's going on, guys? It's a little late, so it might look a little grainy, but bear with me. We're gonna get right into it. So I'm recording this Monday Night Football. Here's the final score of Monday Night Football. Um, but let's get into Sunday. So the Chiefs game, Mahomes was 20 for 34, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm just gonna say number 10. Number 10 was 15 carries, 107 yards. Um, if this is what the Chiefs are going to look like with a running game, look out, look out the rest of the league. Now I'm gonna fact check this, but if I checked, the Chiefs since Patrick Mahomes started have not lost a road AFC West road AFC game, a road AFC West game. Like that's a crazy stat. You're talking like 3-4 years of not losing on the road. That is a crazy that's mind blowing. But let's not act like the Chargers were a slouch. We're talking blow for blow. Um, Chargers hit them back. Chiefs was fighting back. It was a heavyweight. It was a heavyweight bout. It was a heavyweight bout all the way through. They just have the Chiefs just has the greatest player to play right now, and he might be the GOAT. Eventually, we're gonna have to have that conversation. Eventually, um, to ever play the game. What Patrick Mahomes is doing is I've never seen it in my life. Now, granted, I'm only 28, so I didn't get to see Joe and Elway play and all those, but he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. There was no way that you're supposed to come back as many times as he comes back. Like, when they got the ball back with like almost 2 minutes to go, I'm like, it's over. Mahomes is going to drive the ball down the field, and that's what's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. Chiefs, Mahomes, that's what they do. So I'm gonna be real quick with this one because there really wasn't much to talk about. They moved the game over as soon as this game got out of hand. We're talking about Dallas and the Vikings. The Vikings just got punched in the mouth again by another NFC East team. They got punched in the mouth and they couldn't recover. Now, this wasn't a primetime game, but it was America's Game of the Week. So we can count it as a primetime game, and I don't know what to even make of Kirk Cousins. Like, he was my MVP pick, but I don't think that's even a possibility now. So Dak was 22 for 25, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pollard actually was really good on the ground and through the air. 15 carries, 80 yards rushing, 6 receptions, 109 yards pass receiving and touchdown. So he was the guy. He was the guy. Zeke got in there with a touchdown. When the running game is flowing and their defense is flowing, you're going to get outplayed by Dallas. What you saw Sunday is Dallas's apex, but they never are going to play up to that apex. So they're not going to play up to that apex all the time. And in the playoffs, I expect it to be differently because I expect these two teams to probably play each other in the first round. So it's going to be real interesting to see. It's going to be real interesting to see how Dallas goes forward because they play like this, they're going to be able to beat the next team I'm going to talk about, which is the Eagles. So Jalen Hurts was 18 for 25, 190 yards, a touchdown, 16 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Colts did everything but win the game. They made the Chiefs. They made the Jalen and the Eagles uncomfortable. They stopped them on defense when they needed to. They made them a passer to anybody but AJ, and they were just able to make that one spectacular play on that last drive to get the win. Shout out to the Eagles defense for holding it down. Now, granted, he was playing an old Matt Ryan, but you still held it down. And, as I transition, I'm going to talk about Jalen Hurts and Lamar interchangeably. So, Lamar was 24 for 33, 209 yards and interception, 11 carries, 31 yards and a touchdown. Shout out to their defense for essentially doing the exact same thing. I was watching these games at the same time, and they were virtually almost the same game. Really bad team overperforming and hanging in with a team that we think is the Super Bowl championship team, and the Super Bowl championship team said, "Okay, it's time to win now." And their star guys, Jalen Hurts and Lamar, said, "Okay, we're gonna do what we got to do. We're gonna do what we got to do, and we're gonna win this game right now." So that's essentially both of their reviews. Jalen did what he had to do. I'm not particularly happy with the way he played. I'm not particularly happy with the way Lamar played. But they got the win, so that's essentially all that matters. I'm more concerned with Jackson because you have multiple chances. Now I know it was bad wind and all that, but you gotta score a touchdown at the end of the half, and you gotta execute in the red zone. This game should have been like 24-27-3 Carolina, and it should have been well in doubt already. The game literally should have been over already. Their defense is coming around. Baltimore's defense is really coming around, as is the Eagles' defense, because the Eagles were able to pick up a couple guys, Ndamukong Suh, Robert Quinn, and the other guy they picked up off the street. So the defenses are coming together. This is my dark horse Super Bowl prediction. I would love to see this, but I doubt that it's going to happen, just based off the way the Chiefs are playing. But if Lamar could put together 4 quarters of excellent football, I would love to see it. If he could play like he was playing week 2, week 3, you could say, "Oh, I'm hating on Lamar, and what do I know?" But I'm holding Lamar to a Patrick Mahomes standard. And when you held to a Patrick Mahomes standard, I expect greatness from you every week. Now, is he a top 10 quarterback? Yes. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Arguably. But when you're in the same division as the best player in sports right now, or the best football player in sports right now, that's the standard I hold you to, because you're going to have to go to Kansas City and get you a win there. So you got to play that type of performance. You're not beating Kansas City. And with the Eagles, with that type of performance, you're not beating Dallas unless Dallas falls in their face, which is more likely. Which is more likely than not. So those are that's all I have to say about those two. And so Cleveland, I honestly really don't care about what Cleveland is doing. Really don't care what Cleveland is really doing. But Jacoby Brissett was 28 for 41, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns. Coop, 8 receptions, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. They played well. They played well. But then Josh Allen then woke up and decided that they were going to play like the team they should be. They're the team they should be. And now I said something last week about the Cam Newton effect. And I guess I'll just put it right here and then I'll clip it. So with the Cam Newton effect, the ceiling is so high, like to the point you can't see my hand. But the floor is very, very low. Like, oof. There were times that Cam Newton looked like the best player on the field. And there were times that you were like, "Oh my God, Cam, why would you do that?" That's Josh Allen. People act like that comparison is not a legit comparison. That Josh Allen is Cam. That's what he is. That's who he is. Josh Allen is Cam Newton. He just has better weapons and a better organization than Carolina ever was. Now, this is a complete opinion. I haven't looked at no stats of this. But just from the eye test, he's Cam. These are the things you get from Cam. Josh Allen was 18 for 27, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. Against Cleveland, against Cleveland's up and down defense, you should be better than that. You should be much better than that. That's pretty much what I have on Cleveland. One more thing about Cleveland. So Deshaun is coming back in a couple weeks. I think he'll be back either week 12 or week 13. We will be covering him. We will not be talking about any of his transgressions. He didn't go to jail for it. You can believe what you want to believe, but I'm not covering, and I've made this pretty clear. I'm not covering or talking about any of that anymore. Law speaks for itself. If he had went to jail, we wouldn't have talked about Deshaun no more. But the law spoke for itself, and he'll be playing Week 13. Any comments about that will be deleted or blocked. So anyway, we're gonna get to Fields. So Justin Fields, 14 of 21, 153 yards, touchdown, interception, 18 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Please give this man an offensive line. Give this man a defense. It's either Fields or nothing. That's really all I can say. Now, granted, Fields has lost. Fields giveth and Fields taketh away. Because he'll give his team these leads and then he'll throw an interception, fumble. Something will happen. But I do like what I'm seeing. Hopefully he can get healthy. I don't expect him to play this week. Obviously, it'll be up on the screen if he's out this week or anything. Kyler Murray didn't play today. Today is Monday night. Kyler didn't play tonight. So obviously he'll be gone. When I get his updates, I'll give it to you guys as soon as possible as well. All I really have to say about Fields is please get that man some help. He's the most entertaining 3-6 team that we have right now. So little wonky this week, but I'm almost certain, and I promise you guys that we'll be back to our normally scheduled programming next week. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.